Hey guys, welcome to another quick start concept guide. Today we're going to be going over Resto Shaman healing. So I'm currently running my own healing gauntlet, and I'm trying to level and gear every single healing class in the game for this expansion. After getting my Monk and my Pally Mythic ready, I decided to take on Shaman healing next, as at the beginning of the expansion they were absolutely killing it, so I wanted to give it a go. I'll spare you the entire backstory and we'll just get straight into the guide. The talent tree I'll be referring to in this guide will be in the video description. So the most common stat prio for Resto Shamans as of patch 11.1.5 is critical strike, greater than versatility, greater than haste, greater than mastery. And as always, stat prios are subject to change, just as patch, balancing, and then just overall playstyle. So make sure you kind of adjust it to fit the needs that you need. So one thing I do want to note about crit strike is well, obviously crit strike does increase the impact of your healing. With shamans, you get a little bit of extra bonuses. So there are talents like Resurgence, which will give you a percentage of mana back based on heal crits for certain heals. Some talents like Ancestral Awakening benefits from your crit strike, so you'll get more of a chance to actually proc. And then you also have White Water talent as well, which gives you an extra 15% effectiveness on your healing crits. So first we're just going to go over the general concept of the playstyle and just some basic things to kind of follow during your gameplay. Number one is going to be keeping your Riptide on healing targets as much as possible. So Riptide obviously is an integral part of Shaman's healing kit. And not only does Riptide receive augments and empowerments from other spells, but it also empowers your other abilities. One of the key ones I'd recommend monitoring would be Coalescing Waters, as after 2 Chain Heal casts, it increases the initial healing of your Riptide to 150% at 2 stacks. Rather than going over every single thing that Riptide is affected by, I recommend just typing Riptide into the search bar of your talent tree and then just taking a look at the spells. It'll also let you see what ones that you're not taking that maybe might interest you over others. The second concept you want to keep in mind is going to be keeping your Earth Shield up on your tank and yourself. So Earth Shield increases the affected target's healing received by you by 20%. And a general rule of thumb is to always have it on your tank, though you can use it on targets that are taking a large amount of damage, just to give your healing a little extra oomph. Be sure to put Earth Shield on yourself as well, because with the talent Elemental Orbit, you're allowed to put one on yourself as well as another target, and it can be real helpful to have one on yourself to get that 20% increase healing, especially if everyone's taking damage. You're not spending as much time having to heal yourself. Next is going to be going over Surging Totem, which is your hero talent. Surging Totem is essentially Healing Rain attached to a totem, so it makes it sort of an insta-cast, and you should honestly be using it on cooldown, because it sets up a lot of your other abilities. For instance, with the Oversurge talent and Pulse Capacitor, it makes using Surging Totem with Ascendance a very potent recovery combo for large, wide AoE damage. Also, with Whirling Elements talent, it makes it so when you cast your Surging Totem, you get 3 buffs for your next healing abilities. So for instance, Water Moat makes it to where your next healing wave or healing surge heals an ally inside of your healing rain for 100% effectiveness. Air Moat makes the cast time of your next healing spell reduced by 40%. And then Earth Moat makes your next chain heal apply Earth Living at 150% effectiveness to all targets hit by your chain heal. The Downpour talent gives you an extra cast on your Surging Totem that gives a quick AoE heal inside of that Surging Totem, which can be really useful during high damage phases and while you're casting other healing spells, as it is an insta-cast, so you can weave it in pretty easily. Lastly, let's talk about totems, as they're iconic to the Shaman class. Your totems give a lot of agency and control during encounters, so I'm just going to go over some of the core ones. This isn't a comprehensive list, and there are other totems available to you, and it's going to be up to you to kind of go through and see which ones you like. First up is the Healing Stream totem. It's sort of a passive heal, usually heals one person But with the reactivity talent, it does heal an additional person for 50% effectiveness, and it focuses on the most injured allies within a 52-yard radius. You can optionally decide to spec into Cloudburst Totem instead of Healing Stream Totem, which focuses more on setting down your Cloudburst Totem, doing a large amount of healing, and then reactivating the Cloudburst Totem, and it will do healing to everyone in range based on how much healing was stored during its downtime. Up next is Healing Tide Totem. This is a great oh shit heal button, as it heals everybody in range consistently for a large amount of healing. You can also combine it with Cloudburst to try to ramp up Cloudburst quickly. Capacitor Totem is a utility totem that provides an AoE stun after 2 seconds to all enemies within range of it. Stone Bulwark Totem is another utility totem that applies a large absorb shield to yourself, as well as additional absorb shield every 5 seconds for 30 seconds. It's great when everyone's taking a lot of damage and you really don't have time to heal yourself. And finally is Spirit Link Totem. Now this is an iconic Shaman ability that most WoW players are familiar with or have at least seen. This totem reduces damage taken to everybody in the ring by 15%, and it also redistributes all the party's health equally. This is great for preventing people from dropping like flies during high damage phase, and gives you time to try to recover everybody's health by making it essentially one collective health pool. Now, before getting into rotations, I do want to go over Totemic projection real quick. Retail WoW fights are usually dynamic and require a lot of movement, and since our totems don't have legs, it's easy for your allies to run out of range of your totems. Totemic projection allows you to actively move your active totems to wherever you need them. It's extremely useful during raids, but also in dungeon content. It's got a 10-second cooldown, so you should be using it often, and one of the benefits is that it does move your surging totem, so you essentially can replace your healing rain quickly. Finally, let's go over rotations. Now, this isn't going to be a set of spells that you're going to follow religiously, but it should give you a framework on how to heal during encounters. So your standard rotation is going to go as follows. So you're going to cast Surging Totem on the biggest concentration of teammates. Then you're going to cast Riptide on targets and gain your Tidal Wave passive. From there, you'll cast 2 Chain Heals to get the maximum effect out of your Coalescing Waters. And then you're going to use your Riptide with Coalescing Water stacks to spot heal the most injured teammate. And then you're going to use Healing Surge to make use of the Whirling Water buff from Whirling Elements and heal 2 people with your Healing Surge instead of just 1. So during high damage phases, you're going to want to cast Spirit Link Totem on your allies. That way you're collecting everybody's health pool into 1. Then you're going to cast Surging Totem on them, then cast Ascendance, do your standard healing rotation of the Riptide, 2 Chain Heals, and then into a Coalescing Waters powered Riptide, and then you're going to cast Healing Tide Totem if people are still taking a lot of damage. Now obviously I could spend all day going over rotations and different use case scenarios, but I feel like a good chunk of the fun in WoW is learning how to play your class for yourself and how it fits into your playstyle. If you guys have any questions or anything of that nature, please leave a comment, let me know what you liked, let me know what you didn't like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Now obviously I could spend all day going over rotations and different use case scenarios, but I feel like a good chunk of the fun in WoW is learning how to play your class for yourself and how it fits into your playstyle. If you guys have any questions or anything of that nature, please leave a comment, let me know what you liked, let me know what you didn't like, and I'll see you guys in the next video.